Hello Aries, welcome to this reading. My name is Zane and we are going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Aries for the week of January 24th. Now Aries, do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Now, Aries, I do not offer personal readings, so if you get a message from someone, they are impersonating me and trying to scam you, so please do not get scammed. I also do exclusive content on my Instagram, so if that's your thing, definitely give me a follow there. Well, let's see what we have going on here for you, Aries. Now, if this is the first time you are watching me, welcome. Please do consider hitting that subscribe button if you resonate with this reading. Same is true if you have watched my content before. All right, well, let's go ahead and see what we have here. Make sure everything's in view, Aries, and then we'll get right into it. All right, I think that looks just about good enough to me. Energy on the bottom, you have the Eight of Pentacles. So really nice card to find here. Love the energy of the Eight of Pentacles. Reason being is this talks about, on one level, that there's good movement forward or positive developments potentially happening in your work or career or financial situation. But on a much deeper level, the Eight of Pentacles says that you have some sort of extreme talent that you are able to share with the world. You can see this person here is wrapping up their latest creation. There are other ones here hanging up on the ceiling above them. And really, they are a divine channel right now for creation as they build this item, as they build this piece that they are working on. And if you've ever done any sort of creative work, you know that you are communing with a higher force or a higher power. And that can be true in any field, any job that people do. It's this feeling of like sort of getting into the zone, getting into that creative flow, or just getting into that flow state. And I see you doing that right now with this Eight of Pentacles here. And so, yeah, definitely really like to see that for you. It also might say that you just, in whatever it is that you do, you bring something unique, or you bring something special to that task or that job that you do. And so it's a very good card. You have a really nice reading here, Aries. Looks like you have a good week ahead. So right away in the middle, you have the Hermit card. I do feel that some of you have spent quite a bit of time building knowledge. Okay, I think some of you have been spending time learning something, and you may be studying something here in this week, and maybe in the first part of the year, maybe through January into February. Some of you, and maybe even further, but some of you may be really studying something at this time. The Hermit is on the path of the Sage, okay? They are looking to acquire knowledge and build knowledge in this lifetime. And along with that, they are, with every single day, with every single book that they read or article that they read or research that they do, they are becoming more wise, as you can see here with the gray beard, the walking stick, and so forth and so on. And they also discover that pretty much everything they need is inside of them. And so when you get the Hermit, it can just at a very basic level say that it may be a good idea for you to spend some time in solitude and commune with yourself. Ask yourself what messages you need to hear and find that light within you. And that can also be what's coming forward here. But I feel like for many of you, you're building something, you're learning something, and I think you're building a knowledge set, or you're adding to a knowledge set, or something along those lines, Aries. Now, in the past, you have the Judgment card, the Eight of Wands, and the Temperance card. So big energy here. The Judgment card is a strong energy because for me, if I were to pick a card that talks about spiritual awakenings, it would be the Judgment card. Reason being is the second to last card in the major arcana, and it says that you have one thing that's in your way towards attaining enlightenment. Okay, and it also represents revelation, spiritual understandings, all of those sorts of things. It can also ask you to go into a period of self-evaluation in order to see what it is that you need to do in order to get to the completion of the world, which is the card that would come next to it in the major arcana. And so it even says that it's even a card of karma, in that the choices that you've made are rendering out in real time. And so it's a big energy. Okay, this is like adult grown-up energy, just like the world. And I just noticed that you have the world here. So you've been through the spiritual awakening in the past. You've been through some level of really like taking a discerning look at yourself here. You also have this Eight of Wands, which is awesome. This is about accelerated motion. It's the feeling of being unstuck, and it's the feeling of like the breath of fresh air type of energy. Can also represent long distance travel, travel by air, travel by flights, speed, things going in motion, anything like that. And probably more importantly, this represents potentially communication coming in from a distance. So that can be maybe phone calls, messages, emails, letters, anything like that. You can also it can also say that there's good news coming in through those messages. Those messages typically carry good news. And so really, really, really nice to see that. Love that energy. Lastly, you have this Temperance card, which is Sagittarius energy. And so you do have this fire energy showing up with the Wands, the Temperance card. This tells you to potentially take a look at your balance at this time. Is there something that you are maybe looking to balance out, or is there something that you may need to balance out in order to get you over the hump or get you to this next stage that's showing up here with the Judgment into the world? It's also an energy of patience, moderation, all of those sorts of energies. So it's a really nice card. It can represent soulmates, but it says that somebody like, somebody you have a deep connection with will come in after you work through balancing something. And some of you could have a really deep connection here coming in with the Two of Cups as well. So in the current situation, you have the Six of Pentacles, the Hermit, and the World. So what I love here is you have this Judgment number 20 into 21. You're completing the cycle, okay? You are, whatever you're looking to build here is happening with the World. This is a very big card. So while the Judgment card says to go into a period of self-evaluation, the World card says to go into a period of self-reflection on the journey that you've just taken. And during that period, ask yourself what it is that you need to do to get ready for the next cycle. And so there's chapters ending, but also new chapters beginning when you get the World. It also represents a reward or a victory as you've gone through the completion of the major arcana. It's also Saturn energy. It's big. It's like I said, it's like very adult, like grown-up energy here, okay? Like we're not in Kansas anymore type of energy. You have the Six of Pentacles here, which is financial balance, and just this idea that the act of giving is just as important as receiving. Give and take energy. And so you have, it's also karma. So you have two nice cards of karma here showing up, and something balancing out. Also another scales balance, and another energy of balance here with the Temperance card as well. So really like this. Now in the future, you have the Nine of Wands, the Two of Cups, and the Magician. So the Nine of Wands is like, it tells you not to give up at this time, because it's all about perseverance, because this person's down on one knee, they're weary, they're feeling challenged by the task at hand, but they're literally right at the finish line, okay? And so whenever you get a 9 or the Judgment, for example, it's like you have like one thing. You have one thing until you complete the task, until you complete the cycle. And I'd see you doing that here, but potentially just something that's maybe even frustrating you in the future. You do have this Two of Cups with the Temperance, which is a really big sort of, there's like confluence around those two cards as it relates to like a deep soul connection with somebody with this Two of Cups. So it's a very nice romance combination. If you've been looking for somebody, there could be someone coming in as you begin to balance parts of your life out, or different parts. You may just be in a busy time in your life where you don't really have energy to put towards relationships and love and things along those lines. But as the busyness dies down, it could mean that somebody comes in. You do have this Magician as well, which is awesome energy. The Magician is all about manifesting, okay? You working to manifest something big in the future. And it says that you have all the tools that you need here, okay? You don't need to go learn anything. You don't need to go buy anything, even though you are learning something. It's just something I say with the Magician. Essentially, the Magician finds that they have everything that they need, is what I'm trying to say here. And so I do feel like you'll come to that understanding. I do feel like your quest for knowledge is not bad at all. In fact, I think it's going to be really helping you out along your path and towards this manifestation. So let's go ahead and see what else we have here. If you're enjoying this, hit that like button, subscribe, and you can check out my website if you're interested in signing up for my email list. So let's see what we have here. You have Stargazer, set your sights higher. I love this energy for you. Take a look at that. Some of you like doing something where you might be like, I don't know, like visiting a national park, or like some of you are on a quest right now. A quest for knowledge here is what I'm feeling. You may just need to look up at this time, like look up for the stars, ask the universe for guidance. You have Shield Maiden, make plans and focus, as well as Medicine Guardian. Be open to healing information. Wow. Some of you may be doing like alternative energy healing at this time, like Reiki, Qigong, yoga, Tai Chi, something like that. But it could mean that somebody steps in and gives you some like very important information at this time, or provides you with healing guidance, healing information here. Definitely really like those. I like this reading just generally, I have to say. So let's see what else we have here. Okay, so you have peaceful resolution, no, setting a hard boundary, if you believe, and wait. Okay, so look, with the Temperance card, that's all about patience. It's about not forcing something right now, especially as we're in this Mercury retrograde, which is really a time to. It doesn't mean you shouldn't get anything done, but it means that it's not the greatest time to force anything right now. Okay. And it's maybe a good time to look up at the stars as you have this Stargazer card, setting your sights higher. And so some of you here really building, really building. And I feel like you're shooting for the stars, as cliche as that may be. I see that happening for you here. So let's see what else we get. Let's pull some additional tarot messages to see what comes in to clarify. Okay, so you have the Eight of Swords, the Seven of Wands, and the Six of Pentacles. Trapped in, like, this idea of like being in a self-imposed restriction, or like being trapped in fear in some way, with this Eight of Swords around judgment. It's almost like you're at the finish line right now. I do feel like maybe some of you can't necessarily see the finish line. And there's probably a deeper divine reason for that, because whatever challenge you're going through at this time, which you may be going through, Seven of Wands, card of challengers or challenges, competition, needing to stand your ground, needing to set boundaries, needing to do what you know is true for you. I feel like the challenge here is providing you with this, whatever it is that you need to get through this cycle here of the world coming through. And again, I feel like there's probably a deeper divine reason for the challengers or the challenge, and the reason why you can't see the finish line right now. The Six of Pentacles coming in twice. So there's big balance here for you, okay? Especially with the Temperance energy, scales, balancing things out, balancing the material out, not overspending, not also allowing yourself to enjoy life a little bit as well. It's like that nice give and take balance here. And if you feel like your energy is being spread too thin in some ways, I get the sense that maybe some of you are going to spend some time looking at that. You have the Emperor, the King of Wands, and the Seven of Cups. There could be some Sagittarius energy here, or it could just be your own fire energy as a Aries. Actually, yeah, you have the Aries card with the Emperor. The King of Wands I typically read as a Sag, but it could be any fire sign. So your energy is showing up here very prominently here in the middle row, especially as it pertains to balance and balance in the material, balance of financials, balance of karma, balance of energy, all of these sorts of things coming through, kind of converging here in this middle column and in this reading generally. You know, some of you may be spread too thin here with the Seven of Cups. That could absolutely be the case. But the King of Wands is a major card of talents and passions as well, and really says that you're the star of the show, and it's your own show here. there's a star energy showing up, which is funny because today's the first day of Aquarius season. You have the Devil, the Page of Pentacles, and the Page of Cups. Some of you in 2022 will be getting into a relationship, or you will be talking with somebody. And this could come in February, March, like this, like, I don't know, somewhere around there. But even if you're not like you're going to be talking with somebody, okay? Because you have this soulmates energy here with the Temperance card, the Two of Cups rather, and the Page of Cups, them being interested. Yeah, I just feel like that's just a prediction I'm going to make. You also have the Page of Pentacles. For those of you, some of you may just not be interested in relationships at all. And what's going on is this offer is coming in some other area with the Page of Pentacles. But it does say, the Page of Pentacles does say that your prospects are good right now. Your prospects are looking good here in the future. With the Devil and the Nine of Wands, it's really telling you to not beat yourself up, to not be too hard on yourself, and to not rob yourself of crossing the finish line, is what I feel like saying you. Oh, you do have this Two of Swords on the bottom, which is interesting because I said that and it wasn't even out there. Two of Swords, feeling restricted in speech. You do have two cards of blindfold. Again, I think it's less about being restricted in speech, and I think it's more about, again, there's something here around this finish line energy that you can't see. And again, I feel like this is really providing you with there's a reason why this is happening, okay? That's what I'm seeing. Let's go ahead and pull some more messages here. Let's pull some Kipper cards to see what else wants to come forward. Okay, house, change, message, imprisonment, coffin, and gift. I normally don't read reversals, but we're going to leave that reversed. This is you about being trapped in your mind around finishing something. Remember, we talked about how you're building a knowledge set, building a knowledge base, finishing something here in your life. Look, it's very important that you do not give up, Aries, at this time, because there is a new beginning. The coffin represents an ending, but in another level, it represents a new beginning. So it's coming in. And so try to detach from when that's going to happen and just allow it to happen when it does. Easier said than done because we're human. We're not robots. But yeah, so you have this message of big changes happening. There is communication as well coming in. And I feel like it's between you and another person here. 17, I feel like that star energy, even though it's the gift card, number 17 in the tarot is the star. There's something around the stars, like you connecting with the stars, reaching up to the stars, shooting for the stars is what I feel like saying. So thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you. Have a great day. Take care, and I will see you in the next reading.